My arms are gonna be sore tomorrow. I don't think I can be that sore tomorrow. My back is pretty sore though. My lower back is pretty sore. My upper back isn't as much. My lower back is.
You keep me so off track, yeah. Been spinning up for miles, but I think that you like that. Can't deny it. You're bringing my life
I haven't touched Valorant in a hot minute. I might want to try playing Valorant.
Now we're flying. Every time I'm with you like a time machine, making everybody jealous like you're 17. On God, you're the cover of a magazine. Got me feeling like damn. Hey. Oh my God, don't know how you do it like that. Yeah. Oh my God, don't know how you do it like that. Blow my mind, just somehow you bring it right back. Yeah. Oh my God, don't know how you do it like that. Yeah. Some things you can't fake, yeah. Yeah. Some things you just feel. Got plans we ain't made yet. Yeah. It's forever. You throwing that drink back. Yeah. You staying a while. You rocking that fit that's making all them strangers smile. Every time I'm with you like a time machine, making everybody jealous like a
See if this slows in. I haven't touched this game in a hot minute.
Got me feeling like them. Oh my God, don't know how you do it like that. Yeah. Oh my God, don't know how you do it like that. Yeah. Oh my mind, then somehow you bring it right back. Yeah. Oh my God, don't know how you do it
I don't really like playing Valorant all that much, but I'll play it for a little bit. Not too much. After that, I'm actually gonna go.
People dancing up on top of their cars. You're sending signals and them waves go far. Oh my God, don't know how you do it like that. Yeah.
Who's that? I don't know who some of these people are.
Oh my God, don't know how you do it like that. Yeah. Oh my God, don't know how you do it like that. Yeah. Oh my mind, then somehow you bring it right back. Yeah. Oh my God, don't know how you do it like that. You're sending signals and them waves go far. Got people dancing up on top of their
Who is that? I don't know who that is. Is that someone I know?
and them waves go far. Oh my God,
I don't know who this person is. I'm so confused. I haven't touched this game in such a long time. Overpriced skins like usual. I remember buying the Sheriff and I stopped playing the game for a hot minute. I have like 2 different skins, or 3. I have 3 different skins. Yeah, I have 1 knife skin. That's all I really have. I stopped spending money on this game for a hot minute. But yeah. You can get on a PC, yeah. I haven't touched this game in a very long time. I'm not really that good. What time is it? It's 9:47. I don't really want to play a full game. I'll play some Spike Rush though. Let me check something though. Okay.
Match found.
I don't really know what to play. I might just play smokes. I don't really think it matters. Look, we're actually gonna try. I think maybe. The thing is, I'm so bad. I can't really. Let's see. I think I'm like level 70 something. I can't remember what level I am. I have not touched Valorant in like a solid, I think like 5 months. No joke, it's been since like I think summertime since I touched this game, or not, maybe even before summertime. Like last summer, I think maybe last time I've actually touched this game was, I think, during April. Oh yeah, I forgot. Spike Rush came and buy any weapons. I haven't touched an FPS game either in quite a while.
Launching smoke. Stim beacon here.
I think my sensitivity is a little too high. I feel like I'm such a boomer. I don't even know if I can even play this game still. Oh shit.
Here.
I'll play like 3 Spike Rush games and probably get off and play Tears of the Kingdom on my bed.
One enemy
I
remaining.
haven't touched Tears of the Kingdom in a hot minute.
Reloading.
Good job, guys. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Reloading.
I guess I'll change my thingy to Valorant.
Nice work, Lung. All of you. My lower back is actually pretty sore.
Launching smoke.
Oh, nice shot, guys. You guys are pretty freaking good. I'm jealous. I'm actually pretty jealous, man. I wish I had the time to put in this.
One enemy remaining.
Get him! Yeah! Good job, good job, good job. I actually like Overwatch more. The more I think about it, I like Overwatch more than this. It is actually really fun to play Overwatch with like all my friends. I think Valorant could also be really fun if you like 3-man queue or like actually have a 5-stack, but like that's if I can convince my friend Luke and Cole to play some Valorant. But I don't really think they want to play Valorant. Which makes sense. Valorant is like very, I don't know, man. I keep on saying it, but some weirdos on here. I still follow like the Valorant competitive subreddit and like also the Valorant subreddit as well. Like I follow both and keep on seeing a bunch of really strange posts on there about some creeps on here. Both guys and girls, man. Yeah, I know, Luke. I know. I'm sorry, man. I'm bored. I'm bored.
Spike planted.
Covering it.
I wanted to play like 2 matches before I get off my computer. Because I don't think you can play Overwatch. I don't want to play Overwatch alone. I was thinking about getting Battlefield 1. Oh shit, he's behind me. I was thinking about getting Overwatch. I mean, not Overwatch, Battlefield 1.
One enemy remaining.
Enemy spotted B.
My back wasn't sore earlier. Why is it? Then again, I'd say it was back day and
No button. Save the day.
also bio day. Yeah, I can definitely
Match
feel it in my
point.
lower back.
We saw the beginning. Now the continuation. Now the end.
Did they all? Okay, no, they didn't.
Smoke's down. Molly.
Dude. I know why I stopped playing this game for a hot minute, man. It's so goddamn slow. It is so slow. Overwatch is so much more fast-paced when you play Soldier or anybody, man. Can Overwatch just come back? Can it just get really popular again, please? It's unironically 10 times more fun than actually playing freaking Valorant. Oh, honestly, man. Honestly. I regret spending so much money on this game as well. I didn't even spend that much. I spent like 85 bucks on this game. It already feels like a shit ton compared to like any other game.
Where are you? Enemy spotted mid.
Are they here? No. Okay, they're going A. I'm pushing mid, and I think there's like a... No, they're going B. No, was I right?
Enemy down.
One enemy remaining.
Still better than most people, it looks like.
Launching smoke. Stim beacon down.
Spike planted.
Open up
Let's
the
push him out of that
sky.
side. Just do a quick yoink. That was really bad. I don't know my keybinds. Okay. I don't know my keybinds.
Pulling them in.
Last player standing.
Don't lose this. If you lose this, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. How am I 4 and 5 when I haven't touched this game in such a long time? Is beyond me.
Come now, come on. Diffuse. Diffuse.
Yeah, GG. And be friendly. Luke taught me to be a team player. Unless you lose, and you be really toxic.
Charlie, don't insult my personality.
Okay. I still don't know. Is that like Tensei? Like I don't know who that is. I think that's Tensei's second account. I don't know. I don't know who that is. I think that's like Van's like 15th account. That's one of my other friends from high school. I don't know who that is. That's my friend's brother. Saman, that's my friend from high school. I think that's my friend's third account from League. That's my friend's, that's Van's friend, or childhood friend. That's cool, that's cool. That's Otter, that's Otter. Alright, I'll play like, I don't know. I think 2 more games and I'll probably get off. My ping isn't too bad. Oh, wait a sec. I've been saying this for such a long time. I want to do a competitive game. I might make a competitive game. Honestly, I might make one. I might just say fuck it and make a competitive game. If nobody's gonna make one, I will make one. Like it's honestly it's becoming a bit of a like it. If nobody else is going to make one, I will. I will try to come up with like an idea that like the players will like. That's like kind of unique. All competitive games feel the goddamn same, man. They all feel the same. They all feel like you're forced to climb this ladder. And like and what makes it worse is that Valorant and League of Legends don't show your what is it called?
Match found.
I forgot what Tyler one classified it or called it, but like it shows like your points. Like it shows like not your elo, because you see your elo, but there's two things on League and Valorant. There's your hidden your MMR. They don't show your MMR. Like if I'm making a competitive game, I want to show you your MMR. I want you to see it. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, or it's something else. I can't remember, but like there's like a hidden part and then there's a public part. Your public rank and then your private rank. And it shows like the reason why you're going up 6 points, or going up 5 points, or going down 4 points and 6 points, and so on and so forth. You know, I don't know what kind of competitive game I would make, but like dude, I've been dying for a competitive game right now. I want one, but for some like, and it's coming at a point where it's like, you know what? If nobody else is gonna make it like a brand new competitive game, I will. All the big competitive games are fucking FPS games or MOBAs. Guess what? It's time for new blood. It's time for something unique. It's getting really irritating when these are the only popular games. There's so many different modes I think you can come up with that would be really, really fun and unique and something new. That's what we need in this gaming industry right now, is something new. There needs a massive shakeup in this freaking like industry right now. Valorant is it's literally it's literally copying Overwatch and then copying fucking
Match
CS:GO and
found.
mixing it together. That's not unique. It's like I said, it's Overwatch with abilities. That's what everybody thinks, and that's exactly what it is. The only thing that's different from MOBAs and FPS games is the fucking RTS genre, and that's literally just StarCraft 2. That's literally it. There's 4 main competitive games. Technically 3, but I would say 4. CS:GO, Dota 2, League of Legends, Valorant, and then StarCraft 2. Do you want to guess where all those games come from? 3 game developers. Riot Games, Valve, and Blizzard. Those games come from only 3 like different game companies. And guess what? 4 of them come from the same exact game company. Riot Games and Valve. They're literally like in a really weird way, they're like monopolizing the entire industry right now. Unironically, whenever you like most people play games from those 2 companies.
Spike rush.
All the games you can think of, guess what? Most people are playing from either of those 2 companies. They're probably gonna have a collective like stranglehold on what most people are playing right now. Hell, I'm playing one of those games that they made. Like I think me and my group of friends could unironically make a better and more interesting competitive game than most people have, but the difference is we don't have the same amount of experience that they have and the amount of money that they have. I think me and my friends could come up with a more eye-catching or unique game that's competitive compared to all of them that's actually fun to play. It is unironically, it gets miserable playing even Overwatch gets very fucking miserable after you play it after a while. And that's a core, and that's not because we get tired of playing it. That's like, it's a core game design issue. Okay? It's a core issue in game design. The game modes in Overwatch 2 aren't, some of them just straight up are not fun.
30 seconds
They are
left.
just not fun.
Revealing area.
Me and all my friends, I think, also collectively agree that Overwatch is like a steamroll type of game. It is very steamrolly. I think all my friends can agree to that. Not just my friends, but I think people in general who play the game can agree it's very steamrolly. It is very hard to make a comeback once you're losing. If it's a steamroll, it's very, very, very hard for you to come back. Now, I will give a lot of praise to Riot Games because they came from literally nothing and blew up. Riot Games was initially, when they were making League of Legends and it got popular from League, they were a solo developer. They were not owned by Tencent or anything. They were kind of like a startup company, and they basically made League of Legends with only 2 people. I give them a lot of props.
Nice, sure.
A lot of props. Same with Valve. I think I should just believe, I genuinely believe that me and my friends can maybe like we could come up with a better competitive game. Obviously, we're not gonna be able to make it. I'm not a game developer. But I think if you gave me and my friends like enough time and money, I think we could unironically think of a better idea. That's like that like is more fun. That's the key thing, is fun. Like, you can make a very competitive game and it not being fun. Like, you just very competitive. You can make a competitive game and not make it fun. The hardest part is making a competitive game fun. Now, I'm not saying fun for the masses. It could be fun for a very core group of people. That's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine if you make it only for like a very specific niche. That's fine, but like, make it fun.
Spike planted.
Valorant after a really long period of time is fucking miserable. It is grueling to play it. I don't know how some people unironically play this game for 6 hours straight. Like, it just sounds like straight torture.
Target spotted B. Go and meet your maker.
Last round before the switch.
Now we're landing haymakers.
Like, just really think about it. Like, really think about the competitive games that are out there and think about what companies are making them. Like, just like I said, really think about how many companies are really making like a unique competitive game. Most games that are really popular are competitive. They are, you know. Call of Duty has a competitive league. Wait.
My ult's ready.
One enemy
Overwatch, like, they kind of forced a competitive scene into it because they wanted to make it a competitive game.
Spike planted.
All right, so we know he's over there.
Placing sentry. Initiated.
You didn't have to do that, home sizzle.
Last player
No
standing.
way, 86. I'm really bad. That's fine. It's a trade.
Area's clear.
Switching
I would
sides.
say I think a fun competitive game that's very niche that would be like very niche should be like, I think, a strategy game. How could you make it like a strategy game that's, you know, kind of like an RTS, like RTS, like make a kind of like RTS like game. That'd be really, but like, could be very obviously RTS games are very niche, but You can make an RTS game that's dedicated to that community very fun. Or it could be very, 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 very fun.
Multiple enemies B. Turret destroyed.
Last player
Ah,
standing.
fuck. I thought I could get him. Yeah, it could be like either a I guess some sort of strategy game, something along those lines.
Spike planted.
There's not been a competitive game that's like a dedicated that's specifically like a strategy game in a very long time. The last strategy game that was like kind of competitive that was mainly strategy was StarCraft 2. League, you could classify League as a mixture between strategy and because that's what MOBAs are. MOBAs were actually made. League of Legends was, I think, as everybody
Enemy
knows,
remaining.
was once a Warcraft mod. Or is that Dota? I think it was either League or Dota. All I know is Dota came first and kind of League emulated that in a type of way. But yeah.
Ace.
So MOBAs are inherently a strategy game. I'm talking about like specifically this type of specifically just a strategy game. Would be
Match point.
StarCraft 2.
Can end it now.
And StarCraft 2 is like the grandfather of competitive games. It was the very first popular or a competitive game, and I'm pretty sure it was the first esport as well. It was an actual esport. With prize money and everything. It was the very first of doing that.
My ultimate is ready.
Kind of insane when you really think about it. And it's still around today, and still popular today. That's how dedicated the StarCraft community is and just how good the game is. It's insane. I truly do believe that like my group of friends, we could come up with an idea. Now, could we execute that idea? No. No, we probably would not be able to execute the idea, no matter how much time you give us. Oh, well, if you give us literally years, and if you give us like
One enemy
years of
remaining.
time to practice and perfect this type of thing and learn an engine and learn how to actually do game art and learn how to do music and everything like that,
Spotted B.
give us a decade worth of money and the budget, then yeah, we could probably execute it. I think all of us are smart enough to be able to do that, but like you have the manpower to do that. I mean, hell, game development is more accessible than it has ever been before. That's just a fact. Game development today is more accessible. You can than ever before. Unreal Engine, Unity, all these game engines are free to use. They're all free to use. Even Unity is free to use. You can use Unity. You can use Unreal Engine. All of them, it's more accessible than ever before to make a game. But the caveat to that is that games today, not games today, but games today have a higher bar to entry than it has ever been before. That's a key caveat. It's more accessible, but there's a counterpart. People expect in 2023 for games to be polished, which is very ironic considering all the AAA games are very buggy. But whenever it comes to a live service game, they expect polish. They expect they expect it to be around for a very long time, and they expect some key I don't say uniqueness, but they expect. I can't say new things because that comes along with a live service element of being around for a very long time. But I would guess you could say they expect something unique or eye-catching or something that will keep them drawn in for a long period of time. Now you could be saying, what about Warzone? Warzone doesn't really have that uniqueness. But the thing with the Warzone is that it's with Call of Duty, okay? I'm trying to look for the word, but it's like Warzone is just it doesn't have to be different because it's part of Call of Duty. I can't. I'm trying to look for the word, but like I can't think of it right now. But like Warzone doesn't have to be different because it's part of Call of Duty. It can literally make anything. It could be the most generic like battle royale, which it is. But because it's part of Call of Duty, anything I'm saying like these type of rules or whatever the hell doesn't actually matter. But the thing is, like, if you want to come up with like a really cool competitive game or come up with a live service type of game or something along those lines, is that you kind of have to stand out. Which I think, like, unironically though, like I've been saying, is that like I think if you give me and my group of friends like a long enough time, we could come up with a better idea than pretty much every single AAA developer out there. That's because my group of friends, if we actually made a game, we would be indie, which means we can actually come up with a unique idea and not get punished for it. Because like if a AAA developer actually came up with if a AAA developer actually took a risk, that risk could cost them upwards of like $200 to $300 million. That $200 to $300 million comes from having to pay all the developers a salary, and also marketing, and then also paying royalties for any sort of copyrighted music that they use, anything like that. It'll just cost them so much money. And then you have to also pitch this idea to the publishers or their not their partners, but their shareholders. If they're under a publisher, then have to pitch it to their parent company and say, "Hey, can we do this?" And then you pitch them this idea that you have. You show them a little vertical slice, and they like it. And then you can continue pushing. You continue going forward. This is also how I learned this is from watching a God of War documentary with Cory Borlog, and it's called the creation of God of War. And then they pitched this idea. They pitched this story to the head of Sony Interactive Entertainment's head of first party. Sony Santa Monica pitched it to him, and he looked at it, and Cory Borlog just said he did not look very happy looking at it because it was very risky at the time to make this really weird story-driven game surrounded between Kratos being like a dad. Like at the time, they didn't think that was a very good idea, but the head of first party was just straight up like, "Okay, you guys can still do this. I don't like it right now, though." Like he was like kind of like that. So it's like, and even Cory Borlog even said like when you have a lot of money on the line, like upwards of $100 million back then, that's how much it was at the time. A lot is on the line. You know, if you fail, it isn't just you. It isn't. I'm sorry. It isn't just the publisher who loses a lot of money. It's your job that could also be lost. Not just your job. Upwards of hundreds of jobs could get laid off. We've literally seen this last year and this year of what happens when you literally fail in game development. By the way, this is all this I'm talking about is AAA gaming. AAA, for some people who don't know, is when you're spending upwards of $100 million on a product. Sorry, no, it's 2023 with inflation, probably around $150 million to $200 million on a game. This includes marketing, game development costs, engine costs, music, publishing costs, which is typically not really that expensive because it's just literally printing fucking game discs, which now you don't even do that. But yeah, it includes all that shit. Mainly where AAA gaming typically costs a lot of money from is marketing. Obviously, that's kind of common in every single form of entertainment, including sports. It's typically marketing where it costs the most. Marketing could be from Riot Games doing music, doing like things like The Call. I'll show you guys. It's from things like making The Call, which, as you can tell, this costs a lot of money. You're literally hiring a third-party animation team to animate all of this. Which I'm pretty sure now they're partially owned by Riot Games, but still costs a lot of money to do this every single year. It just costs a lot of money to do this. Like I said before, I genuinely believe if me and my friends spend enough time, we could come up with something that's 10 times more unique than League of Legends. I think that the hardest thing though is that me and my group of friends all have different tastes. I like strategy games. My friend Luke, I think that my friend Luke has a wide variety of different gaming tastes. I know he likes FPS games. He really likes Battlefield, but I think he also likes Overwatch. And then my friend Cole likes sandbox games. My friend Van really likes competitive games. Me and him have similar tastes when it comes to competitive gaming. And my friend Saman also likes competitive games as well. He likes Overwatch. He likes Valorant, or he used to like Valorant. I don't know if he likes it now, but my friend Saman also likes a wide variety of games. I think if all of us kind of come together and maybe if all of us kind of combine all of our tastes into one, maybe if we try to create like maybe an FPS sandbox strategy competitive game. That sounds really weird when you say it all together, but really think about it. Maybe that could work. Maybe there's like maybe if we try to emulate like Fortnite has build mode. What if we try to emulate build like maybe we have a you have 45 seconds to come up with this unique fort or something along the lines of a fort. And then it's a 5v5. You create your own fort, and then after that, you have to defend that, while the other team has to actually attack and break in and kill everybody within a certain period of time and search and destroy. Maybe something like that, or limited, or you only have one life. Maybe something like that. That sounds kind of cool when you really think about it. Could that work? You think? Maybe stuff like that. Does that sound fun? I don't know. That's just this idea I just came up with in my head. That's a very rough idea, by the way. Just want to say that. But what if something like that? Like you have a certain amount of time, you have to create some sort of defense, and then after that time passes, it's an attack defense situation. The only difference is that the defending side probably has an advantage. It's going to inherently have an advantage every single time against attacking side. That's the only caveat to this entire thing, is that defenders have an inherent advantage, while the attackers have an inherent like weakness. So maybe the idea wouldn't really work out, but I don't know. That's just an idea I came up with in my head right now. That's just like my friend Cole likes sandbox games. It's team based. I think my friend Luke really likes team based games. I also like team based games. I think my friend Van and Simon also like team based games. My friend Simon doesn't really like playing games solo, so I'm trying to come up with like something that involves 5v5, mixture between sandbox, and also has a lot of team based elements. That's something that, I don't know, something we could possibly come up with. I think sandbox mixed with competitive gaming could be really fucking cool and unique. I've not seen a single sandbox competitive game. What I mean by sandbox is that, like, whenever I think of sandbox, I'm thinking of creation. Something involves like creating things. So adding a creative element with a competitive type of thing sounds really fucking cool and unique. I've not seen anything that involves creativity and competitive gaming. And whenever anybody thinks like competitive gaming, they always think of like it has to stay the same. It has to be basic in a sense. CS:GO has been very basic. It's literally a search and destroy first-person shooter. It has not changed a whole lot since CS Source. It has had an AK. It has had that fucking sniper, the op. There's been no new weapons, really. There's been no new grenades. It's not unique. Valorant inherently is also pretty simple, but it has abilities. I've not seen any creative type of element in esports in general. So I think that could be really cool to do something like that. But at the same time, having that some people might not like that. Some people might not like having sandbox elements into a competitive or esport. But the thing is, I love esports. I love esports. I think esports has genuine. It has genuine it has a genuine chance to be mainstream. Esports still to this very day is not really mainstream. You know, it's really not. League is massive. League is big. It is the biggest game in the entire world when it comes to esports. It is. But even then, the esport in itself is like when you think about the grand scheme of things with FIFA and with the NBA, with baseball, with boxing, with all that, it's really not that big. But it can be. Esports, I truly believe esports can be can be mainstream and big, and people from all over the world of all ages could love it. Typically, people my age like it, but it doesn't have to be that way. But like all these companies, Valve included, Riot, big esports cost an obscene amount of money in order to join the competitive league. It costs like 100, like I don't know, like Moist Critical's team, like almost over $1 million, no, well over $1 million in order to actually compete in their circuit. That is unreal. That it costs so much money, and they show zero remorse to any of these companies and organizations who want to do it, who want to be part of the league. It should not be that way. They're the reason why esports is not growing and it's remaining stagnant. If I can make an esport, or if I can make a game that's really competitive and turn it into an esport, I would not do that because it is so fucked. It's making your game not be popular. It's really not. You're removing, like, you're making it be like a ceiling of where like an amateur player could go. Not just an amateur player, an amateur team. Imagine like a rags to riches situation, like an amazing storyline of a group of amateur players reaching worlds or reaching the championship, like the core like tier 1 championship. Imagine that, a group of 5 amateur players from nothing rise to the very top. Does that sound fun? Does that storyline not just sound amazing? That these group of 5 maybe high schoolers made it to this grand stage, and over a million people on Twitch alone are watching that. That just sounds amazing. That just sounds like an amazing storyline that will convince so many people around the world to watch. You know, of the people who are not my age, of any ages. Like, that sounds amazing. But that doesn't happen. You know, that doesn't happen because Riot Games wants to make it that only 10 specific orgs are allowed to play at the tier 1 level, and that will never go away. They want to make it that they want to prevent new talent to join in. They want to do that. Esports is not regular sports. Let me say it again. Like, esports is not regular sports. Riot Games is trying to turn esports into a regular sport. They've done this now 2 times. They've done it with League of Legends, and they're doing it with Valorant. They're limiting the amount of teams in Valorant and in League. And then after doing that, one thing they are doing differently, though, which I'll give them credit, is that they're doing a rotation in tier 2. When every 2 years they're bringing in a tier 2 league. If they win the championship in tier 2, they will bring that team into tier 1 for 2 years and bring it back down. I don't like that personally. I agree with Ludwig's proposition of it being a rotation. The bottom 2 teams go into tier 2, and the top 2 tier 2 teams go into tier 1. I like that because it reminds me of FIFA. It reminds me of FIFA in the sense that the bottom tier 1 teams rotate out, and the top 2 tier 2 teams rotate in and become part of tier 1, which is like the mainstream Valorant, Worlds, so on and so forth. The best team in the entire world. I prefer that. I all right. When it comes to esports, there has to be a tier 1 and tier 2 that makes logical sense. The best players in the entire world are going to be part of this core high level ecosystem, while tier 2, which is kind of like a G League, is part of like tier 2. That I agree with. That's not really a sports exclusive thing. That's exclusive thing. That comes part of anything. There's this higher level part where the most talented people are part of, and then there's like that tier 2 part, which is where, you know, really talented people are still at, but, you know, it's not as talented in tier 3 and so on and so forth. And then you have amateur. So yeah, I'm fine with that. But like, esports right now is at a stepping stone, I think. The bubble has just popped in North America when the venture capitalist companies are starting to realize that esports don't make a lot of money. You know, that's true. Esports doesn't make a lot of money. I don't really give a shit though. You know, I don't care if esports makes a lot of money or no money. I just like esports. Esports is so freaking amazing because of the storylines are a part of it. You know, with like Faker and Daft, you know, stuff like that. I like the storylines. I like, you know, I like the culture surrounding esports. I like Valorant esports a lot. I don't really play Valorant a whole lot anymore. Not as much as I used to back in high school, but still, I still watch Valorant esports a whole lot because I'm a massive fan of Moist Esports. It's what Moist Critical. It's his team that he owns. I really like them. I'm a big fan of them. I was a fan of EG. EG won Worlds. I'm happy. It makes me really happy, but I don't like their org as a whole. Their org is filled to the brim of absolutely horrible people who are extremely greedy, who only care about money, which is very ironic because they're part of esports. So it makes it even more wrong in the long run, but you know. So like I was saying before, of me and my group of friends could probably make a better game that's competitive in comparison to a lot of other AAA developers. I still stand by that statement. I think if me and my friends had enough time and money and manpower and talent, I think we could. And the main reason why is because like all esports are kind of the same right now. And I don't think that's a very controversial statement or hot take. They just are. The only one that stands out from all these esports is Rocket League, unironically, and that's literally just soccer with cars. That's 10 times more unique than all the other esports that are out there. It feels more alive. It feels more stable than all the other esports. It's kind of crazy to say that, you know, and it's literally so simple. And that's the key part. It's so simple. That's the reason why it's so good. It is. It's so simple. And you heard me just say, well, all the other esports are all alike. So if it's simple, then what's the problem with it? It's like, even if it's simple, it just seems like all the other ones are like, they only care about money. They only care about money, and they're so stubborn to change anything. Rocket League is fine because it's simple, but all the other games are trying to, like, other than CSGO, are trying to fucking do things differently and other shit, but it doesn't work. Valorant is awesome and all, but the esports part is, there's something wrong with it, you know? That Overwatch League is practically dead now. They're trying to get people to come out or get out. They're like paying over $1 million to convince them to leave, and guess what? It costs them over $10 million to get in. You can't forcefully like make a esport, but you can make it a competitive game. if your game is surrounded by, you know, if your game is basically like your goal is to make like a competitive game, that's perfectly fine. But trying to force an esport out of it typically doesn't work. It worked for Valorant, but that's because basically Riot Games just threw a shit ton of money at it. That's kind of what they did. Is basically it was just like, here, let's throw a bunch of money at this, and if it works, and it better work, that's awesome. And it did. It did. That's because Riot Games basically learned what worked from League. League was an esport out. Well, League, when it first obviously launched, was on esport. It wasn't. There's actually a documentary of Riot Games and how and there's basically their story of their company as a whole. And this is some history for anybody who's interested in basically a complete indie studio turning into a massive AAA company. So Riot Games first started off with 2 college students, and they wanted to make kind of a MOBA. And I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it initially came from Warcraft mod, then turned into and then turned into League, or that was either that or that was from Dota. It's either League or Dota. That story is true, but I'm pretty sure it's Dota. But yeah, it started off from 2 people. They did the art. They made like 16 champions. Then it went into beta. That's just a really quick like rundown of that. There's a lot of story in between that. But then after that, it turned into beta. It blew up, right? League immediately blew up. A bunch of people started playing it. Once that happened, they hired a third party to actually do their EU servers. That didn't turn out very well, and they didn't like that, so they basically bought the servers and they had to fly all the way over to like Germany or something like that and fix all the servers and actually do that. After that, they flash forward a couple years. They noticed this esport. They noticed a small esport like team, and after that, they made their own kind of worlds or their own small worlds. It turned into a disaster. There's massive internet issues. There's like a bunch of shit happening with it, and this is in the middle of their first ever worlds. I'm pretty sure their first worlds just happened. It was either like it was called a world. It wasn't even called Worlds, I think, at the time. It was called like something else. This is the only time I'm pretty sure that NA actually won some sort of competition in League. I'm pretty sure this is the only time, and it was when like Korea didn't even have any servers. They were literally playing. I'm pretty sure Koreans are literally playing NA servers. And like I said, it turned into a complete disaster for them. And they had to like publicly, and it was so small. It was so small that the co-founders were there. Because it was just such a small team who was making League at the time. It was only like 10 or less people working on League. It was insane. And they were over there, and they just gave people free RP. I'm pretty sure, like gave people just free RP. They didn't really give a shit because they were small. Like, and they did that, and that's what esports is so fucking amazing about. Is I wish at the time I was in the League back then. I wish I was. That sounds so fun. Man, that sounded so fun. Like just playing stuff like that, and it's like so underground. Now that stuff just doesn't happen. Now, like I don't even know if indie developers can make something like this, because like servers, all that stuff is so expensive now. You know, it's just so expensive. You have to buy all these servers, you know, you have to make all this art, you have to do all this stuff. And it's amazing if you love it and you're passionate about it, but like, so in the end, like you could say it doesn't matter, and I would say, yeah, it doesn't matter if you just love it, but like then you think in the back of your mind, like I wish everybody would play this game. I wish everybody could play this game. You know, you work so hard on this project, like you've spent months, years on this project with your friends. In the back of your mind, you're like, what if this fails? And you know, you could say, oh, it doesn't matter if it fails, but still, like it's in the back of your mind, what if this fails? What if this doesn't work out? then you're like, oh shit, you know? Like, this competitive game just doesn't work. I would love it if you know,
How do I get?
no. I mean, you could say like,
How do I?
all right, actually, I think I'm done talking about this now. But still, I love talking about esports. I genuinely love talking about esports because it's something that not enough people talk about it. I think that esports should not cost so much money, and I'll probably talk about that on another day. Anyways, bye bye. Bye bye.